Hello and welcome to Evolve Business with Boatema. Today we'll be discussing beneficial ownerships and why it is relevant to your business. If you're a business or a business owner and you're considering checking out of your business because you've been asked to file your beneficial ownership, then tonight's show is for you. This show is proudly sponsored by Chic by Siba. Chic by Siba provides Afrocentric ready-to-wear clothing and accessories made right here in Ghana. My name is Boatema Boateng. Joining us for tonight's show is a very special guest, lawyer Linda Quao. Lawyer Linda Quao works with the company's registry and is very knowledgeable in beneficial ownerships. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you very much, Boatema.
Before we start, I'll take a letter from one of our viewers and then we can go deeper into our discussion. Dear Evolve Business, my cousin and I own a real estate company. My cousin owns 10% of the shares and I own the remaining 90%. Recently, we tried to file our annual returns at the Registrar General's Department. We were told to complete beneficial ownership forms before we could file our annual returns since my cousin's father is a politician. I want to know what these forms are and why it is important for me to complete it.
Thank you very much, Boatema. From the knowledge that I've acquired during my practice at the registry, a beneficial owner is somebody who directly or indirectly controls the affairs of a business. Apart from the person taking a benefit, the person also has a controlling mind. When we talk about somebody who has a controlling mind, somebody who has control over the business, somebody who directs how the business should be operated. In most cases in Ghana, we see that there are foreigners who come in, and because they don't want to meet the minimum capital requirement as stipulated by the GIPC Act, they use Ghanaians to front their businesses and they stay back and they control the affairs of those businesses. So such persons are beneficial owners of businesses.
So Linda, how different is a beneficial owner from a legal owner in a company?
Okay. So when we talk about a legal owner, as we know, as lawyers, as we know, a legal owner is somebody whose name exists on the documents of the business or on the document of a property. So that person named in black and white is a legal owner. But behind this legal owner can exist other owners who are not named on documents. Their names exist just in realm. They have controlling minds and they take benefits from those companies. But when you check the documents of those companies, their names are not there. When you go to the banks that they have bank accounts, their names are not there as owners of those businesses. But these people have significant control over the businesses. So that's the difference. We have the legal owner and we have the beneficial owner.
So a friend wants to know why it is important or what's relevance this beneficial ownership is to his business.
Before 2017, it wasn't mandatory for the companies to disclose their beneficial ownership information. But run down to 2019, now it has become mandatory for every company to disclose their beneficial ownership information. And the disclosure of this beneficial ownership information helps the institutions to identify the real owners of companies. And it also helps the business environment for businesses to operate in a transparent manner. So a business that discloses this information to the registry, anybody from the general public can put in a request and ask for a beneficial owner of that business. So it makes the environment very transparent, and it also promotes a fair competition among businesses and so on.
I know of, or I've heard of, situations in which people have formed companies just for the sake of, let's say, acquiring a property. So sometimes you see or you hear of someone who may have a political interest forming a company to own a property at a certain time. And a lot of the times what I've heard of is these companies will have different owners, right? So if I understand from what you're saying, the beneficial ownership register is supposed to assist the government to know who owns what, really and truly. Yes. How will this data be used? Would it be available to the public?
Yes, the data will be available to the public, but not everything. As per the Data Protection Act, it's not every information that you disclose to the registry that will be available to the public. So things like basic information like your name, your age, and very basic information about you can be made available to the public. But where you live, your residential address, your hometown, and all that are protected by the Data Protection Act.
So if we go back to the letter from our friend, he's saying that he's being asked to file the beneficial ownership form because his cousin, who owns 10% interest in his company, has a father who is a politician. Why is that?
Okay, so the law mandates people with political connections to disclose this beneficial ownership information to the registry. And when I say political connections, I'm talking about those who are known as politically exposed persons, the PEPs for short. These people are mandated by law to disclose beneficial ownership of any business that they have to the registry. And as we can find in the first schedule of the Companies Act 2019, it says immediate family members of such politically exposed persons have to disclose their beneficial ownership. They are mandated. For that one, there is no threshold. So you don't have to have 10% or 20% before you can disclose. Once you are connected, you are a business associate with a politically exposed person, then you have to disclose that to the registry by filing the beneficial ownership information.
Right. So in this situation, you're saying that our friend who is in business with his cousin whose father is a politician is a business associate of a politically exposed person because his cousin's father is a politician, right? Yes. You mentioned immediate family. So when you say immediate family, what do you mean? Is it just father, mother, children, and siblings, or it goes wider? Because you know, in our African setting, in our Ghanaian culture, when we say family, I call you my sister, I call someone else my brother, and everyone is auntie or uncle. So will that qualify, or you're looking for, let's say, blood relations?
It depends on how close you are with this politically exposed person. But when we look at the dictionary definition of immediate family, then it should be the bloodline, and it shouldn't go deep down into your family line. So the people in your immediate circles, like your children, your sister's children, and your sister, maybe your sister's husband has become a business associate with you, you have to.
So Linda, I know you touched on the benefits of filing your beneficial ownership data with the Registrar General's Department. Now I want to understand is there any benefit to the business? Because our friend wants to know how relevant it is to him. Why is it important for him to file his beneficial ownership?
The benefits for businesses for filing their beneficial ownership information with the registry create a fair and open market for all businesses. It also helps with due diligence. If you want to know the actors behind particular companies, then it is easy. For instance, if there is a procurement process and other companies have put in their bid for that procurement, you can find out from the company's registry who are the actors behind those companies. This can be beneficial to the institution conducting the procurement itself, so that they can be able to disqualify certain companies if they realize that it's the same person that is the actor behind all these companies. Then they are able to disqualify some of them, and it makes it fair and competitive for businesses.
So Linda, having listened to everything you've said, what is your advice to our friend?
I'll tell our friend that it is very important for him to file this beneficial ownership information with the registry. When he's filing his annual returns, he can file this information together with his annual returns, and he can file the information by filling out beneficial ownership 1 forms and beneficial ownership 2 forms, and disclosing the politically exposed person who is a beneficial owner of the company.
Thank you very much, Linda. This has been really, really insightful. So viewers, you have just heard from Lawyer Linda on beneficial ownerships. It is important to file your beneficial ownership data with the company's registry because it promotes fair and open market, and it assists in due diligence. Hello, my name is Boatema. Thank you for joining us on Evolve Business with Boatema. Subscribe for exclusive full episodes of Evolve Business with Boatema.